So you know the name, you see him on TV, and maybe you've even waited hours in line to dine at his restaurant. Our first formal introduction was actually for the West Ender photo shoot, when they were featuring his future restaurant plans and introducing me as their new food columnist. Fast forward, and we're now on a first name basis, and I'm actually calling him by his first name, Vikram, and not Vij's. And saying it properly too, Vij and not Vij's. Anyway, the household name needs little introduction, but Vikram Vij is the owner of Vij's Restaurant, Vij's Rangoli, Vij's At Home Packaged Gourmet Curries, Vij's Railway Express, and his soon-to-open restaurant in South Surrey, My Chanty. This year, he will be opening Vij's Restaurant on Cambie Street, which will be a larger location for the already popular and award-winning Vij's. Last year, Vikram and his wife Miru opened Vij's Kitchen, a state-of-the-art culinary learning facility at the University of British Columbia, dedicated to teaching students of the future about ethnic food and cuisine. Vikram was a guest judge on Food Network's Top Chef Canada, a current judge on Chopped Canada, and he'll also be appearing weekly on CBC's Recipe to Riches, which I know a little bit about. So just a reminder, you can tweet your questions with hashtag follow FMF6course and questions for Vij, and you can see all his Twitter handle up there. And the hashtag is, again, FMF6course. So I welcome Vikram Vij, the first course of 6-Course Discourse.
Namaste, everybody. When I first came to this country, the only thing that was important for me was to bring the awareness of my cuisine and my culture up to the world. I wanted to showcase that my cuisine is as complex and as unique as anybody else's cuisine out there. Why was I considered ethnic, whereas French or Italian was not considered ethnic? So I remember in 1994, they first gave me an award for Best Asian Restaurant. And I kindly refused it because that was like saying, you brown people all look the same. And it was really important for me to start differentiating between the cuisines. So when we first opened in 1994, Miru and I decided that rather than cutting corners and doing things faster, we're going to add corners, which means we were going to start roasting our own spices, grinding our own spices, and start doing things from scratch. Is anybody here allergic to curry? If anybody ever tells you they're allergic to curry, they're bullshitting you. Because you cannot be. That's like saying I'm allergic to music. You cannot be allergic to it. So the most important part was I wanted to bring the awareness of roasting the whole spices, grinding the own spices, no different than any French cooking or Italian cooking, cooking things from your heart, cooking things slowly and giving it time. It was really important that I came on the floor and explained to people that Indian food is not just butter chicken and chicken tikka masala, that there is more to Indian food than that. That was one part of the journey. Then the second part of the journey was important to say Indian food is very labor intensive, so please cook with your friends, cook with your family. So when you have your family together, ask somebody to chop your onions and cilantro. You cook one thing, and then cook it together as a family. When I usually cook, I drink a bottle of wine while I'm cooking, and I'll drink a bottle of wine while I'm eating. But more than that, it is important for us to travel and broaden our own horizons. It's extremely important to go to different parts of the world. It is really important, even going down to Seattle or Portland or San Francisco or New York, and seeing what the other chefs are doing. Not other Indian chefs, but other chefs. They could be Spanish, they could be Portuguese, they could be from Vietnam, whatever style, but just learn something. It's extremely important. More important is to broaden horizons by traveling. Because traveling breaks down the barriers of the world. Trust me, food or cuisines and music are going to solve the problems of the world, not this politics. But it is also important to give respect to that cuisine wherever you are, whether you're in Peru, whether you're in India, whether you're in Argentina, to understand and respect and be humbled by going to somebody's house, and even if he or she has made food just simply with salt, pepper, olive oil, but it's made with love and passion, who cares what it's called? At the end of the day, what matters is that has that person put the best foot forward in order for you to enjoy, and you can taste their love in the dish that they have prepared for you. Idea of opening up more restaurants is not just to be to say, oh, I want to open up more restaurants. The idea of opening restaurants is to create awareness of the cuisine and the culture of, which I'm so proud of. I was just in Peru, and I came back, and I was fishing for piranhas, and I was eating piranhas. And it was like the most incredible experience, because here you are in the Amazon, extremely different kind of a place, and you're eating potatoes that the Peruvians have created, 2,000 varieties of potatoes. What that did was all of us coming back and saying, wow, this is a different cuisine, and respecting the cuisine. Eating guinea pigs on the sides streets of Lima was the most incredible experience. And I always tell you, if you have not gone to India once in your lifetime, you must go to India, because when you come back to this country, you will realize what a beautiful country we live in. What a great country we live in, because we have a sustainable ocean that produces great seafood. We have Okanagan that produces great wines. And we have Fraser Valley that produces great produce. The three most common denominators for any city to be a culinary destination. Vancouver has it. We have it. We as British Columbians should be extremely proud, and we as Canadians should be extremely proud that we live in one of the most beautiful parts of the world. And so for that, I thank you so much. Namaste, everybody. Pleasure.